They were just right at that Kármán line, which means also that what qualifies them to be an astronaut, some might say, right, that you have to make an orbit around the globe Earth. That would qualify for you to be an astronaut, one full orbit around the Earth. I'm just updating you on
Like Yuri
what the
Gagarin.
claim is. The claim is that that's what makes these people considered as an astronaut. So there's a whole kind of like a PR, stunt that's being pulled off by Katy Perry going to space and saying that she's an astronaut now, and then people are denying that she is. And it's kind of like infighting, globe infighting. It's what we're hearing. It's like that globe on globe infighting because you got the conservative side saying that's a bunch of bullshit. Didn't go to space, all kinds of stuff like that. So you got there's are people arguing about it with the capsule that landed, the door flung open, and you got those really hard nosed advocates of space saying, well, it's supposed to work that way, just different things, right? Engineering's off. So there's conflicting views right now. It's not all for Katy Perry doing the thing that she did. So I don't know where you're at with this, Dix, but as far as like we know, 62 miles above the Earth's surface, where the Kármán line is, and of course, you take a look at the height of the altitude. Oh, excuse me, uh, the space station where that is. Well, it's said to be above like the thermosphere, right beneath the exosphere. So, and it circles the Earth every 90 minutes at 17,500 miles per hour. So, right around that area where 62 miles is still below the ISS. The ISS is said to be 255 miles above the Earth's surface. So, that's far beyond where they went. Does that make any sense?
Did he drop? I see him as a listener on my.
Oh, hold on. I guess he
It's
bolted.
Yeah, it's like really sketchy, dude. Like Indio's here. I see him.
Yeah, we were talking with this one guy that came in here. He just popped in when we first started the stream. So Dix Bob was his name. He only had like one follower. He didn't really have that many followers. So I just wanted him to like get the conversation going. And somebody dropped him an invite. That was kind of funny. They dropped him an invite for coming over here.
He said he got it from Discord. That's probably the one that I posted in the chat.
That guy said he was fed that from somebody else. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe someone sent him to. That would be good. Either way, it's good.
Well, I was thinking about taking a different angle or a different approach to this subject of Katy Perry and space. I'm thinking a bit like a glober, yeah, seeing as we're using music artists and movie stars, etc., as now our evidence of space travel. I have my own citation from Anthony Kiedis, and he states very clearly space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. So there's my citation rebutting their music artists.
Is that what he stated, like rehashing the lyrics of his song, or was that just what you're just pointing out that the lyrics of his song say that?
That's exactly what they say. That's just saying if we're going to use music artists now as our standard of evidence, then I've got a citation here from his
Yeah,
direct
dude.
lyrics.
Yeah, that song. There's actually a lot of things he says in there that it's like he was like. I'm surprised they didn't kill him off and say he, had a heart attack. To be honest, he was saying a lot of stuff in that song. He was kind of exposing Hollywood in that song. To be honest, it's Californication, or I guess California.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring some global logic to the table.
We got Vivas down at the bottom there. Got a few folk coming in. Welcome. You guys want to speak? Raise your hand. We'll bring you up here. All right, we're just talking about something that's a bit relative right now, which is Katy Perry in space. Um, is it real? Do you guys think that was evidence of the Earth being a globe? Well, there's a lot of globe infighting and a backlash that Katy Perry's faced with, and now there's news that's coming out on the wire that she regrets doing the thing that she did when she came out of the capsule with the flower and such. So, and kissing of the ground. So there's a few regrets. What do you guys think?
I actually heard a crazy interview where now I can't claim that it was Katy Perry that said it. I believe it was where they were conducting this space travel to better humanity in such ways as being able to toss all of our garbage into space rather than have it here on the Earth. I'm pretty sure it was one of them off that flight.
Were they mentioning space junk being an issue or what?
No, they mentioned that the rubbish that's piling up on our planet is the issue, and they're looking at ways to put our rubbish in space.
they're gonna just tote it all out to space. Big old trashy waste yard.
That was their purpose. I was saying how these space missions or these space flights are so important into bettering humanity in such ways of finding ways to throw our trash in space.
Well, that's pretty silly because I've seen where they even have these little robots, like they're trying to conceptualize like these satellite bots that are going to collect all the trash because we got too much space junk. So they're they're trying to clean up space, and you got one other group is wanting to put more trash out there. So, which is it? Are they planning to put more trash, or are they planning to make robots clean up the what we have out there now? Because that pesky, that space garbage. You got old, worn out Converse floating around. Empty pizza boxes. From the space missions and stuff.
I'll have to try and find that interview if I can. I'll link it. But it was an interview that was done with one of them after.
I just think it's quite silly, man, that we have to be listening to the Katy Perry went to space kind of thing, and it's just silly. That's all of it's just smoke and mirrors. It's the same thing that happened when Elon Musk launched his Tesla out into space. The same kind of hype was in there, and a lot of people actually turned them off. One of them was CB. He was like completely against that. He was like, "Dude, I can't believe this." That's the reason why I started looking into flat Earth because of this nonsense. So right now, it seems like some of these conservative types, these red pilled guys, are even saying that on their live streams. Like that guy Benny Johnson was like, "Dude, this actually just black pilled me." So there's a pretty serious like backlash from all of this, and the Globers are kind of trying to do damage control and save face and all that stuff, and even all their efforts to try to do the final experiment and do all that kind of stuff is leaving them high and dry with the amount of like garbage that is being put out, and more people are getting hip to it, dude. It isn't even us getting the information out anymore. It's the normies are seeing it. They're the ones complaining. Well, we didn't do it. Everybody else is seeing it. So that most of these anti-flat earth types, they can't blame us. They're like, oh, you flat earthers are ones poisoning people's minds. Well, really? Is that how come most of these Globers are upset because of what they've done? And some of them are even questioning that they even went to the thing that they did. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's leaning more to our side, the way it looks. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's more to. I think there's more people that are. The buzz is going to last for a few days, if not a week. But I mean, just catching the momentum while it's people are talking about it. It's pretty interesting because you could see the anti-flat Earth types just writhing, dude. They hate that. They see all these people questioning the narrative, and it just makes their stomach turn. That it's not us doing it anymore. We're not the ones talking to people. Hey, man, they're seeing through all the narrative, how it looks fake. We're not saying it; they're just seeing it for themselves. What do you think the anti-flat Earth types got to say about that? What's their excuse?
Well, they'll probably just throw Blue Origin and these actors under the bus, yeah, just like they throw Neil deGrasse Tyson and all of their other people under the bus when they don't agree with their narrative.
That's so weird. Even I think there was a restaurant group, Wendy's. Wendy's was I think said something. I didn't read what Wendy's put in there, but Wendy's had mentioned something about Katy Perry, and I think Keisha, which is Katy Perry's like arch rival, was even talking about it. So it's just weird, man. There's a bunch of like, drama stuff in between, like the normies questioning like what's going on, but they definitely don't like what happened with the narrative. They're upset about it. Oh, we got Dick's Bob back in the house.
Yeah, just brought him back up.
Go ahead, Dick's Bob.
Yo. Can you all hear me or no?
Yeah, we hear you, man.
Is Indio
Yep.
Chinese?
We got you. Yeah, he's Chinese.
Like Ching Chong?
I don't know about Ching Chong, but yeah. He's Pame. That guy he has in his avatar. That's who he is.
So he's
The
not
real one.
Chinese.
He's a kung fu master.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was going to say, man, the same thing happened with the return of those two astronauts that were supposedly stuck in space, right? So that gained a lot of media attention, and all over social media, people were all over it, calling out inconsistencies, saying it looked like CGI or an AI generated imagery, all of it. Like, and these were globers, not flat earthers. It was hilarious to see that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I think there was another thing that APOC showed today on the text channel, where they're showing something very contradictory, where the capsule was landing, and as it was doing its landing, the one shot had the little parachutes that are above the capsule right before it it touches ground. So right before then, you could see underneath the capsule, and there wasn't any bushes like they were right in its immediate like landing zone. But then they do another shot where they show like the close up view of the capsule, and there's bushes underneath it. Like, and it was just like, okay, wait a minute, there's something not right. And even just looking at it from that angle, just seeing what they did. On top of that, there was another image where it shows like the hand of a mannequin. Like, there's so many things that you could see wrong with that. Like, even though they try to do their best to cover things up, you can always spot something there. So a lot of people are looking now, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, this is fake. This is fake." So they don't believe that those guys went to, 62 miles above the Earth's surface. They're questioning that. And once again, this didn't come from flat Earth. So that's what makes it even better. All right, I'm bringing Vivas up. Go ahead, Vivas.
Wait, is the topic still about Katy Perry, or
No, it's Katy Perry / 24/7. So we talk about everything, everything in between. Did you have a topic?
I came here for Katy Perry, right? So why don't you guys believe that Katy Perry went to space? I mean, we had footage of it.
Well, you got to think about it, man. It's not just us anymore. It's almost, half the country's already looking at this sideways. So conservatives are looking at this like this is not this didn't happen. It was faked. It was, as far as like we're talking about the people that think that the Earth is a globe, that they still think space travel is real. Those guys are still challenging this specific thing. So you're probably on the other side, right? Because there's two factions right now: those who think they actually went up there, and those who think they faked it. And those are including conservatives. So people on the, the far right are questioning this thing.
Interesting.
So the thing that we've been asking for people to do is to look into it. Now they're doing it without any flat earthers suggesting it. So how amazing is that? Even before it gets to us, people are already like questioning it and saying that it was fake. That doesn't make you pause a little bit? That it's not even us saying that?
Yeah, it's not you guys saying it. I know. It's honestly crazy that it was faked, but yet not so surprising because nowadays there's so many fake things in the social media and stuff.
I can't disagree with that. Yep.
Yeah, I can see the problem with the live stream, everything, and why they are thinking that it was faked. So what they say that Katy Perry was in space for like 4 minutes, right?
Yeah, the total time was 11, from ground all the way up back to ground. So round trip.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, ground trip. Yeah. Interesting.
But it's okay. And a lot of people would say, well, I don't want just some niche group on the internet to be talking about this. I'd rather have a lot more people, making this aware. If something was faked, that there would be a whole lot of more people. And now there is. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's a whole bunch of people saying it now. So it's not just like a small group on the internet saying that's fake, which to some people, when I was talking to most of because I had a lot of conversation with a bunch of Globers in the past, and they said if it reached consensus level, right, it was a whole bunch of people saying that this thing is fake, then they would believe it. Which is kind of like now, it's like, okay, well, isn't this good enough for you guys to look at something anyway, to take a look? Or will you still say, I don't care? I'm still thinking that what those guys did is real.
I see.
Yeah.
Haters be hating, man. Haters be hating.
Yeah, but then it's not even us, dude. So you got to deal with infighting, right? You got to deal with those Globers that say that wasn't legit. Now, how are you going to go against a popular opinion? Because this is
Sundance Owens. It's a big concern for us.
And she's speaking out, so, and she's popular and,
She's a powerhouse. She's on a crusade against NASA as a satanic cult.
Well, I mean, I think
Katy Perry is the least of our worries right now.
Well, this was just another brick in the wall, man, for her to kind of tear down. So it was just in her path. So when this thing came out, she was already of the mind that, they're faking stuff. So this was just more fuel for the fire. And it got people that were in the space to kind of be like, yeah, I think Candace is right. Let's talk about it. So it wasn't dismissed. And I think that's kind of cool for us on the Flat Earth side, because now the conversation and the doors are flown wide open. So we can just walk right in now. It's not as difficult to process because we didn't instigate this. None of us instigated this. Do you see what I mean? I think that's our advantage. We didn't instigate it. All we have to do is ride the wave. This is the momentum. All we got to do is talk to people. I'll say, yeah, remember that Katy Perry space, video that you've seen? You know how it looks fake? Well, guess what? You can look
Probably
at some more stuff.
Time.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably just a matter of time before Flat Earth goes viral.
Well, it already did. But the thing is, people don't recognize it. And that's what we're here for. We're going to bring clarity to the conversation. And we're going to do that by just saying, hey, look, I'm not going to tell you something you already weren't looking at. I'm actually just going to point you to more stuff that you can look at. I'm gonna hand you over
Is that
more
why
stuff.
you guys are making a comeback?
Oh, dude.
Since January?
Yeah, check this out. And all of Will Duffy's money bags couldn't stop this. And he tried his best, right? I mean, he thought he was going to
Spend
give
a lot of money, but no syllogism still.
Yeah, and but
No
not
syllogism.
only that, because he was trying to thwart the efforts, right? He was like, "Okay, let's snuff this candle out. It's a little spark. We're just going to snuff it out. I'm going to throw my money at this thing, and by that, we're going to get some flat earthers to concede on camera and have their concessions and give their life over to the globe, and then we're good. That the end of that. That's going to be it. But it had a negative effect, dude. Look at
That's true.
Now,
But can you believe that he spent all this money without having first invested a little bit of time in a proper syllogism?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
come on.
no, not just that, because I mean, I think if I was a Glober, I'd be upset at what he did, how he went about it. I'm just saying, if you got that much money and you're willing to throw it around like that, wouldn't you set up a proper setup? I'm just saying, like, even on both sides, right? Because they said flat earthers went with some globe earthers, and I would say to that, I don't think so. Because what constitutes somebody as a flat earther would be somebody that advocates for the position. Well, the ones that were there don't advocate for flat earth. They say they're true earthers. Those ones that went were true earthers. So they weren't even considering themselves flat earthers. Oh, let's not talk about flat earthers. We don't want to associate ourselves with that name and sully our good reputation. So they were more interested in considering how they're going to placate to an audience that has a beef with the word flat earth. So